Heads up, if you have kids around, parental advisory is in effect.
Parental advisory is in effect.
This is the Bonus Bone Podcast with Lamont and Tonelli, Baby Huey, and Chasta.
Woo! Welcome, friends, back to the Bonus Bone Podcast. Chasta, Lamont, Tonelli, and Baby Huey.
How you doing?
We needed a woot-woot because today we are talking about something dark. We are talking about death. I don't know how we came across this, but it was not my idea.
Why, Chasta? Why?
Why me? Why?
Treading softly on karma here.
I know. Yeah, no kidding. I'm nervous. I feel like we need to start by knocking on wood and just continually do that the whole time. So we're talking about what we, A, would want on our tombstone.
Yes.
And B, maybe even get into obituaries a little bit.
Right.
So let's start with the question. Have any of you planned anything as far as wills or funeral plans, or do you have anything set in stone?
God.
No.
Pun intended.
Now here's the thing. I have been told for 20 years already, you should set up a trust. And I know we should.
Yeah.
It's just such a friggin' morbid conversation.
Oh, big time.
And then the decision, if I would have done this 20 years ago, I would have completely changed my mind as to I would want to bring my kids up.
That was my next question.
Exactly, because 20 years ago I was saying, you got young kids, something ever happened to you and your wife, you should actually set something up where this person with that person would take care of your kids and raise your kids. And who I thought would have been great to take care of my kids, thank fucking God I never set up a trust.
Really?
Right.
Well,
yes.
I mean, in 20 years, though, a lot changes.
Yes.
And, having small children to grown, you have a few grown adult children now.
Yeah.
That does change the game as well. I mean, would you have, if something happened to you and your wife, would you have your two sons that are older now raise Peyton, your daughter?
I would imagine I would.
They would just kind of take over.
I mean, you're putting a lot of responsibility on them as well.
As 20-something-year-olds. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's heavy, too.
However, my daughter is fairly older already. She's 14, 15.
Yeah.
So it's not like they'd be taking care of an infant.
Right,
You know
exactly.
But there is still a lot of responsibility there.
With a teenage girl.
Right, exactly.
Faux show.
Yeah.
I am not a legal expert, but I think you can do something called a living trust.
Yes.
Which is changeable throughout your life, right?
Gotcha.
Okay, so if somebody pisses you off, you can go in and take them out.
Exactly.
Fuck, I would have fucking changed that thing about 40 times.
You'd have been like, you know what? Let's throw that one out. We're starting from scratch.
Yes.
That's
But don't
funny.
take my word for it.
Do you have a trust or do you have any?
I believe we have a living trust.
Okay.
Well, hold on. What do you mean you believe? You either do or you don't.
Yeah, I think we do.
So
I
if
mean,
you
we
have
did
a
the trust. I'm pretty sure it's a living trust.
So what does that mean exactly? Sorry, I'm a little bit.
That you can change it.
Right, but I mean
Essentially.
that tells everyone where your stuff's going.
Oh, yeah, and how you divide it up and
how
stuff
you
like that.
divide it up
Yeah,
and
it totals
okay.
everything up. And
Okay. Oh, it's super smart to have. I mean, you definitely need it. I was told by our financial planner last week that we need one. We just bought a house in New Orleans, and so now we have two properties, and they were like, you really need to get your ass in
Yes,
order.
you do.
And I'm
You
like,
see,
okay.
the thing is, I look at it where I would punish people by making them take on something.
You punish people?
So
Never.
I would think that, okay, we have a whole shitload of sound and a lot of it was still, I haven't even touched it yet, recorded. We used to record it on VHS tapes.
Oh, wow.
And I've got boxes upon boxes of VHS tapes that now you would have to convert it to digital form, right?
That would be a monster project.
Thank you, and it's expensive. So that I would give to either Huey or Tonelli so they can incur a huge expense over their life and store those tapes.
You would make it in your will to torture people.
Right, exactly.
I like your style.
Yes,
I think that's good.
Yeah.
I've thought about really like my funeral plans, the party vibe, the playlist vibe, but I have not really, there's two real big problems here. I don't know where I want to be buried. Because,
really?
Well, and you have this issue too.
No, I don't.
Canada.
No, I don't.
Because your whole family
I
would
want to be stuffed over my mantle. I've been through that before.
How could I forget?
That's right.
Yes.
How could I forget?
little taxidermy.
But I do not want to be stuffed nor cremated. I do not want to be cremated either. There's something about burning. I just can't. And I'm not going to be cutting myself in half like Smelly.
Smelly
You'd be buried in the ground?
But here's the deal. Would you want to have to transport your body across the country
that's
bury it in Oklahoma how long have you lived in California?
Well, that is exactly the problem. I was in Oklahoma for 21 years.
Right.
And now I've been in California since 2006. Someone help me with math. No, 2003. Sorry.
Oh, wow. 20 years.
20 years. That's easy math.
So
I've been
you're
here 20
splitting
years.
half. You're splitting half like Smelly.
I got to cut myself in half. It's official. Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought I moved in 2006, but no, I moved in 2003.
Who gets the boobs? Who gets the vagine?
Skeeter wants the bottom half.
Bottom half is going to Oklahoma. That's so dark. Because my family is in Oklahoma, as far as my parents, my brother, my nieces and nephews and whatnot. But my closest family, husband and child, are here.
Right.
So you'd want them to have access. So maybe I do need to be cremated so that I can be like
you need
little
to be
pieces of everybody.
cremated.
Do you have enough room in the family plot? Do you have a family plot?
We don't have a family plot.
Okay.
Well, that answers that.
Well, we have like a section of, you know what? I don't know. We have a section of the cemetery where all my peeps are. But it's
Cemetery
nothing.
land's probably cheaper in Oklahoma.
Oh,
That's all I'm
Lord,
saying.
yeah. Are you
without a
kidding?
doubt.
And then you could also be, now that you have a place in New Orleans, you could also be buried in New Orleans.
Unfortunately, you can't.
What?
As
Really?
a transplant, I can't.
Transplant?
I mean,
You can't.
You can be buried in New Orleans, but not in one of the cemeteries I want to be buried in. Like, I
Right,
want to be
okay.
in St. Louis No. 1, which is the oldest, most iconic cemetery in NOLA. But you have to, like...
There are cemeteries that are rated?
Yeah, but bodies
yeah.
float in New Orleans in the floods.
Yeah, yes,
the
they
bodies
do.
come out of the crypts and float. Their caskets are all over
They
the place.
kind of are like corks. They like go book, like
and they
because
bob
of all
because
the
they're
pressure.
below the sea. They're below sea
I'm not
level.
kidding. You think I'm kidding? I'm not
No,
kidding.
it's true.
It is true. But in order to be buried in one of those cemeteries that are really gorgeous in the quarter, you have to know somebody. They have to like petition. You have to pretend you're in their family. It's a whole thing. Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm
I
sitting
wish.
down now.
But I have not. Have you thought about your headstone? What you want your headstone to say?
Okay, headstone?
Yeah.
This man had the hugest penis.
That's like driving around a really flashy car. Nobody believes you.
Right,
You're like, yeah, that guy's
exactly.
full of BS, too.
Yes, exactly.
And then in parentheses, growing out of his forehead.
Oh, if you go first, you're screwed because that's what he's putting. I know you guys will put Y Chasta Y on mine.
Oh, absolutely.
There's no question about that. So
Yeah.
I just cannot go first. I will say this. I don't know what I want on my headstone, but one thing it's very strange to me is seeing your name on a headstone when you're alive.
Oh.
Because my dad, my dad, on my dad's headstone, it says father of Chance and Chasta.
Oh.
Yeah. And so you walk up there and your name is staring you back in the face. Is your something like
kinda
that on
weird.
your mama's?
My dad's there. The only thing left on the plot is just my dad's end date. Everything
Oh,
else.
His name's
my
already there?
God,
Yeah.
that's
When did
great.
they do that?
When your mom
back
passed?
in 2002, he got a deal.
He got a deal.
Now, I'm going to go somewhere with this one then. What happens if your dad meets another woman and marries another woman and then he dies, but the other woman wants to be buried with him?
Hell no. No, I mean, that's not going to happen.
You're going to put the kibosh on that.
No. Yeah. I mean, we already started some will stuff recently.
Yeah.
So my dad just wants to make sure everything's 50-50 with my brother and I and wants our names on the house and everything. So
Yeah.
he just wants to make it a clean break for just Tommy and I only.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean,
Yeah.
you're his only
That's
two
the way it
kids.
should be.
That's
Yeah.
the way it should be.
50-50.
Yeah.
You're going to fuck Tommy, though. I know it.
I would not.
I've never heard of somebody pre-printing their headstone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, when we got
I've
it
seen that.
Yeah, when we got it done in 2002.
How much could he have saved?
I don't know.
I know, right?
Engraving.
That was just part of the engraving over there. It was a place right across the street from the cemetery, and they got the photo, everything. But the last part is just
Is the
Wait,
photo
Put
on
his
there?
photo on there?
yeah, it's a photo of the two of them.
Oh no, that's next level. That's creepy.
That is outstanding.
I couldn't handle. I mean, it's
I'll
weird
show
enough.
you.
Well,
to,
you've seen
Yeah.
photos on headstones.
I've seen
right?
photos, but not of living people.
Right.
Like my dad's stone has his photo on
Right.
there.
Yeah, but it's the two of them.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Yeah, it's a photo of two of them. So like the only thing missing
Is your dad's body.
yeah, and the end date.
God bless.
Yeah.
This took
But it
another.
says 1952 dash, and it's just blank.
Whoa, that is
Really? That's not a common thing?
No.
No, I mean,
No fucking way.
I think it may be kind of common. I've seen it before, but not with somebody that I know.
But there's other plots in the area that have similar things.
Because they got a deal? They got a twofer?
Yeah, I guess so.
That fucking funeral the director was really fucking cutting deals.
They were making bonuses.
He must have been short that month. I'll tell you what, we'll just start engraving it now. The only thing we have to do is fucking plant you.
Can you buy stickers that look like they're engraved and gradually put numbers up there so each time there's a new number
Put
up
that
there when he
year,
shows
every
up?
year,
wow.
just change the number.
That is so dark.
He has to take a razor blade and cut it off, put a new sticker
New
down.
sticker on? That's so messed up. Wow.
Do you have
a
yours
photo?
right beside him? Daniel
I was going to say, do you have
Delmore?
No, ours. No, I mean the plot. So my dad always joked. The plot is just there's room for two.
Okay.
Right.
So it's
Fuck, they need two for you alone.
So, but my dad said if we ever need to, he said My dad lately has been cremate him and just put him down there so there's more room so to put us down there.
That's New Orleans style right there.
Yeah. So I don't know what Tommy and I will do.
That's
down the road.
interesting.
Yeah.
Would you cremate and then share the same grave as your dad?
Potentially. I mean, I don't know where my life's
you
going to
could
be
do that.
in 30 years or 40 years or whatever.
I like how you think. Keep adding those numbers on 50, 60 years.
And Chester, you're totally against cremation.
I just have a really hard time with the thought of my body burning. That's one of my biggest fears.
But is there a concern that we'll run out of land eventually if we bury everyone?
Well, here, sure. In Oklahoma, we got a long way to go.
My dad always said, go ahead, cremate me if it saves land.
If it saves land, he's really worried about the land after he's gone. Yeah. Who gives a shit? You're gone.
Fuck, just plant them in the backyard.
Yeah.
You and Tommy will be living there for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Don't get a new dog.
Hey, look at the size of that fucking bone. Which brings me to my gravesite.
Oh, God. Yes, we're back around to it. Wow, that's really, I just almost busted a
But my
stitch.
dad wanted to move my mom. She's in Hayward right now.
Why would he want to move her?
So we buried her in Hayward because that's where my grandparents, her parents are at, and her my great aunt, her aunt are out there.
Right.
So her side of the family, part of them are in Hayward. But
Where's the other part of them?
My dad's side.
Stop it.
Wow.
Jesus.
Wow.
I would kick him. I can't reach that far.
My dad's,
might get the computer going.
My dad's side of the family is in Oakland, over by Piedmont over there. And that where my grandpa's buried, man, it's a great
Is that
view.
where the Black Dahlia is?
Yeah, well, no, that's in the more fancy. There's two cemeteries
The more
over there.
fancy cemetery.
Yeah.
Okay.
There really is two cemeteries over there, two different entrances. There's the fancy one where the Black Dahlia is buried. And then my grandpa and my aunt are on the
other side?
The other side.
They're in the low rent cemetery.
But where my grandpa is at.
That's where your dad wanted to move your mom?
But the view is amazing.
Right.
Is it up on the hill?
Yeah.
You can't fucking see anything. What difference does it make?
But for visitors, it's amazing. I love going to see my grandpa because then you can see the whole view of downtown Oakland.
Oh, wow.
All the way to the water. It's
How
awesome.
often do you go visit your grandpa's site?
A couple times a year.
I go out to the cemetery every time I go home.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really?
Father's Day.
So now how often do you go to the cemetery?
About once a month.
What?
Yeah.
I must be a real heathen. I go every fucking 25 years.
You're like, when I go to a funeral.
Right, exactly.
If I have to
Well,
go.
a couple of them are outdoors, and you got to put flowers down. So you can't stay on top of it, but you want it to look pretty decent.
Get
from time
flowers
to
from
time.
Keep
the
it
other
decent.
grave site.
Oh, stealing
Yeah, but
flowers?
you still got to go to do the flower thing, even if you take them from the other grave sites.
No, he'll be in hell.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm fucking not even contesting that.
I was going to say, there's even a question.
Right?
Is there a big Tonelli section? God, that must be a huge section
No.
of a cemetery. No?
No, everybody's spread out.
Oh, really?
So we had an old Tonelli plot that my grandparents bought in the Italian cemetery,
I would hope.
and they bought one of the big 6-person
The
plots.
mausoleum kind of things. Is that in Colma?
No, it's not. No,
Yeah.
But some of the people have the little mini mausoleums.
Yeah.
No, we don't have one of those. We have an outdoor crypt.
Okay.
But I think there's room for 6 people in there. So it would have been my grandmother, my grandfather on my dad's side, my dad, my uncle. Then they had another Dino the first, who lived to be 2 years old and died
Fucking
of
how many
something.
Dinos are in that friggin' cemetery?
I know,
A
right?
baby Dino?
Baby Dino's in there.
Oh,
And so if my dad and my dad's brother didn't get married, there would have been room for them.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what they were planning on.
So did your mom go there?
They didn't plan on him getting married.
I know, right?
It's terrible.
Or they knew he was going to marry a bitch. We didn't want her part of the
And then my
friggin'
mom's
family
side
cemetery.
of the family's in Holy Cross, which is right next door anyway.
Right. I was going to say, it's right there.
That's where Joe DiMaggio is.
Really?
Yeah. We had our engagement photos taken in the Italian cemetery.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It's beautiful.
Because of all the above ground crypts.
Gorgeous.
Right? It's kind of like a New Orleans cemetery.
It's very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's beautiful. All the angels and the flying buttresses and all
so
that stuff.
Tonell,
Yeah, we have an angel in ours.
Do you have a place reserved in this Tonelli plot?
I do not. No, not
Really?
yet.
So where do you think you'd be buried?
I don't know. We're talking about cremation, but I don't know if we're going to do that.
Are you down for cremation? Are you cool with
You know what? I always say, hey, just do whatever you're going to do. It doesn't matter to me.
My grandma's cremated, and the urn is at my uncle's house. So
Oh, really?
Every time we go over, like, hey, Grandma, and just in there.
I just have 2 urns of our dogs. We have our dogs on our mantle.
Really?
That's it. Yeah. I don't think I've ever known anybody else to be cremated.
My dad is.
Your dad's cremated?
Yeah.
Where are his ashes?
In my mom's living room.
Really?
There you go.
Where will they go when your mom passes? Who will they going to ship those to you?
Are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck am I going to do with fucking ashes of dead people?
You're so disturbed.
But I will let them. You know what I would do?
This is your father,
I
Lamont.
would take them and I would put it at a ballpark because he liked baseball.
Yeah, there you go.
That's fair.
Put it in a rosin bag, and that
You know
way
what
when
you
they
should
fucking
do?
pitch,
Bring 'em to
my
Oracle
dad's
Park.
fucking ashes will be part of every pitch.
Bring him to Oracle Park and just kind of slyly empty out his ashes over the outfield fence into the outfield.
Exactly.
You know that's a big problem at Disneyland, right?
what?
That's a big problem at Disneyland.
What the
People,
fuck?
I swear to God, I swear to you, I have a friend that used to work there, and one of the big problems that they have is people bringing in ashes and spreading them
Well, put
on
them in
their
your
favorite
pocket.
ride. That's what they do, and then they just. Psh, psh, psh.
What prison movie was that where they were trying to break out of the prison camp?
Oh, is that Great Escape, I think?
Yeah, The Great Escape, where they were walking
Yes.
and just
The dirt in their
dropping dirt
pockets?
out of their pockets.
Same
That's what you do
idea.
with the ashes.
That's
Yeah.
what they do with the ashes at Disneyland, and it's
but
a
then
big
the
problem.
ashes, let's say if it's your dad's ashes are coming down your leg and your balls. I don't know if that's right.
That's what Titus
Listen,
did.
I may be
Titus
sick.
did what?
He cremated his dad, and him and his siblings went to a casino and was dipping them or putting them all.
He did?
Yeah, he told that. Oh, yeah, he told that
I
story
was
a
going
long
to say
time
that
ago.
sounds
Long time
kind of
ago.
familiar. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind if I were to be cremated. I wouldn't mind part of my body hanging out in the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland.
Do you want me to
Right?
spread your ashes there?
Yeah, that I will pay to see. I will
Okay.
be laughing my ass off from the other side of the realm.
Okay, Haunted Mansion, I believe these ashes are of her vagina.
You're so twisted. Okay, anybody else know what they want on their actual headstone? Tonell?
Just the late.
The late. Great.
He was
No,
always
just the
fucking
late.
late. That's why.
We need.
That's why.
What?
He's always fucking
always
late.
That's why. And I was going to say the same thing for my obituary. Anytime my name is there,
Yeah.
put the late. I don't care how many times my name is mentioned in my obituary, but always put the late.
That's brilliant.
And then my headstone would also say the late Paul Tonelli.
That's very
Right?
good. You
I
are
just
so
thought of something
clever.
for mine.
What?
Yes, he really did shit his pants.
Wait, does that go before or after the biggest dick in the world? Does that?
He had a big dick, and yes, he did shit his pants.
He had a dick that would make you shit in your pants.
And there's the promo for this one.
Right.
Oh my God. Okay, Huey, do you have anything to add to this?
For a headstone?
A headstone, yes.
I mean, I guess something wrestling related, like Stone Cold.
Oh,
Stone Cold.
Oh, here we go. He's taking it right to the grave.
Stone Cold's my favorite wrestler.
Yeah.
His is Austin 316 says, I just whipped your ass.
Oh, wow.
Something like Huey 316.
Huey 316.
But then he like,
Everyone go, what the fuck does that mean?
We'll know.
We'll know.
And you'll know that we'll know, and that's all that matters.
even my obituary, I would do all like wrestling catchphrases.
I think we need an obituary from you.
Really?
I think we need.
Let's write one up tonight.
I wrote one earlier.
Oh, he already wrote one.
You wrote
He's
fucking obituary?
He's fully ready to perform. I'm fully here for it. Go, Mr.
Can I read
Huey.
it?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So
please.
for the listeners right now who are wrestling fans, if you can name all of the catchphrases I use,
you get extra
yeah,
bonus
forget it.
I'd be
points.
thoroughly impressed.
Okay,
No,
all right,
not
that's
gonna
fair.
happen.
Okay. Let me tell you something, brother. Just when you think you know the answers, Huey changed the questions. Huey was the man of the hour, the man with the power, too sweet to be sour. Huey was a limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, son of a gun. Oh yeah, Huey trained, said his prayers, and ate his vitamins. Huey didn't have to lie, cheat, and steal because he was the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. And that's the bottom line because Huey said so. And it doesn't matter what you think because Huey had 2 words for you. Suck it. Rest in peace.
I am dying watching you read that, and Lamont's face is just priceless.
I think of all the wrestlers I just referenced right there.
I know all your favorites in one obituary.
Yep.
And I know your heart would actually be very happy if that was real. If that's what happened.
Give this to Tommy to
there you go.
on file.
Lamont is speechless. Look, you've written it.
It's ridiculous.
Finally.
Nothing to say. Nothing to fucking say.
I haven't written an obituary, but I did see something that I thought was interesting. AI will now write your obituary.
Really?
Oh, my God.
There's an app for that.
Yes.
How crazy is that? Truly. On Soundwaves one time.
What do you have to input? Just your name?
It brings up, which is just terrifying. It brings up all of the things that are listed on the internet about you. And kind of consolidate.
We're fucked.
See you later.
Consolidates them.
Well,
and then
Tonelli's never on the internet, though.
That's true. It'd be like the late.
The late Paul Tonelli, that's it. He had a flip phone.
Do you have the 3 dots, dot, dot, dot?
Till the very end.
Yeah.
Why?
The late, dot, dot, dot. That's it.
Sure.
I like that.
Whatever you say.
I like
I haven't
that.
thought about the grammatics of it.
No, yeah. Brother.
Cream of the crop.
Cream of the crap.
That is for sure. So, you know what? I have not written an obituary, but if you want yours written up, you can do that on AI. And I think that's very disturbing. Actually, on Soundwaves, an episode of Soundwaves TV, we had AI write our bios. You can do that now, too. And man, it made me sound so much cooler than I actually am because there was a lot of bullshit information in there.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It was wild.
Yeah.
All right. Well, is that enough
6 feet
death talk
under,
for this week? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we've gone off the rails. Huey, for what it's worth, I imagine your gravestone, your headstone, to be some sort of wrestling ring, like made of concrete.
When they put me down, pyro goes off. Yeah. Just saying.
Oh, we just have to pose Lamont's face. All right.
Are
that's
you
enough of
going
that.
to be buried in fucking spandex like a wrestler?
Oh, my God. That's brilliant.
I have to think about that.
Yeah. You do need it. Is that called a singlet? It's a singlet, isn't it? That just came from the depths.
But that's like the...
That's like
The
the one
strap,
with the...
like the tank
strap.
top?
Yeah, like King Kong Bundy or something.
That's what you need. Be
It's like the
buried in it
Borat
forever.
thong.
Yeah.
That's what he needs to be buried in. Don't worry, baby Huey. We'll take care of it for
Yeah,
you.
exactly. We got you covered. Don't worry about that. All right, gang. Thanks for being there with us. They're here wherever we are on the other side.
Yeah.
Make sure you subscribe to 107.7 The Bone wherever you get your audio. And until next time, stay alive.
God willing.
Knock on wood.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, brother.